Hey guys, welcome to my Samoan language instruction on along with as well as some other conjunctions. And before we get started, you know the drill. Here's some vocabulary, get these written down and worked on. Okay, so along with, what we're actually studying in this film or this video is atoama and atoa fo'ima. There's one other conjunction. But atoama and atoa fo'ima, what they mean is along with, in addition to, and as well as, or anything that's similar to those. So atoama and atoa fo'ima are the Samoan equivalents to along with, in addition to, as well as, and like I said, anything that's closely related to that. And so if you don't remember what a conjunction is a special connecting word. It connects two different ideas to make one sentence. So it could be two different sentences that could stand on their own and you make it into one sentence, or it could be a sentence that could stand on its own and you connect it with another clause. And so that's what a conjunction is. It helps us connect different ideas and make it one sentence. So let's just kind of see what this is. So I want some pencils, or sorry, I want some books is the first statement right here. And if I wanted to, I could make this sentence its own. I could just put a period right after books instead of having a comma, and it could stand as its own sentence. But then what I do here is I have this along with right here. I have this conjunction. It's a special connecting word, and it helps me connect another clause right here. In this case, it's a clause. Some pencils. This isn't a sentence that could stand on its own. It's a clause that could stand on its own if you wanted to. If someone asked you, what are those? And you said some pencils. You could say that independently, but we're connecting the two different ideas to make one sentence. And the way we're doing that is with this along with. We kind of did this in our combined sentences without conjunctions, but in this case, we need a conjunction. Okay, and there's going to be a lot more conjunction videos to follow, and so buckle up if you don't like conjunctions. Okay, sorry. So that's the way that we're doing it here. So let's just kind of take this highlighted part and let's try to translate this in Samoan together. I know it's on the right, but let's go through it together. So I want some books. So right now, presently, is I, and then te is my present tense marker for the descriptive format, and then want books, or want some books. And so if I want material things, then I say mana'o, okay? And then some books will be ni to see, okay? Ote mana'o ni to see, okay? So that's, if the highlighted portion is what I wrote on the bottom, and then I'm going to connect it with along with. And if we remember what I said at the beginning of this video, along with is either atoama or atoa fo'ima. So whichever one you want, whichever one floats your boat. So I'm using atoama right here, and that's my connecting word, or words, I guess, in this case. And some pencils is the next thing that I need to connect this independent statement. It could stand as an independent statement, and I need to add this clause right here that I have in yellow. So some pencils, the way that I would translate that is ni penny tala. Okay, so basically I'm just taking, like I said before, I'm taking that independent statement, well, it could act as an independent statement, and I'm connecting it with this clause. And I'm making both of them that could be independent become one sentence. And there we go. So that's basically what conjunctions do. They help you make two different ideas and put them into one. Okay? So let's work on another one. I like Samoan girls, and I need my highlighter. I like Samoan girls. If I wanted to, again, I could say this on its own. So let's translate this. So I like Samoan girls. So this is a tense I'm not really sure if it's past or future. So I'm going to use te because this is the one that I use most often. It's more of a habitual tense. I like Samoan girls. And ote fia fia is I like fia fia. And then Samoan girls. So my noun in this case is girls, and my adjective is Samoan. Okay, so girls is the noun, it's the person, place, or thing. Girls are people, so that's the noun. And then the thing that's describing that noun is the adjective, and it's a Samoan girl. So Samoan is an adjective. So girl comes first in Samoan. The noun always comes before the adjective. So then I would say Samoa right here. Okay? Ote fia fia tene Samoa. And that's how I would say the highlighted portion, okay? And then in addition to, I'm connecting another clause here. In addition to is my clause, or sorry, my conjunction, and then my clause is Caucasian girls or white girls, whichever you prefer. So basically I'm just trying to use this conjunction to attach this clause to the I like Samoan girls. And so basically you're saying I like Samoan girls and Caucasian girls, but we don't want to always just use and. We don't want to just always rely on and. In some cases, along with, in addition to, they're very similar to and so you'll see that the Samoan word for and is in both of these forms. It's atoama and atoa fo'ima, but we don't want to just stick to and. We want to be able to build our vocabulary and become more elaborate in the Samoan language. Okay, so the way I say in addition to again is atoa ma or atoa fo'ima, and that's what I did here, atoa fo'ima. And then I say Caucasian girls, and that is tene palangi. Again, I have my noun, the girls is the noun, and the adjective is palangi, and there you go. You have one sentence because you used this conjunction, okay? So let's do one more. This one's going to be more of like a conversation. So did you go to the store? This sentence right here doesn't have a conjunction, but we're going to be using a conjunction in the reply. So if I said, did you go to the store? So what tense is that? That's past tense, so I need saw. Or I could use na in this case too, but it's not clear when you went to the store if you had gone in the store. So saw is more appropriate in this case. So sa e is did you almost, and then alu is did you go to the, and then I'm just going to circle faleoloa. Okay? So then what we need to do now is connect it with the reply. Okay? So the reply here is, so our reply here is yes, I went to the store as well as the ATM. So again, this is just something that I came up with, and if I wanted to say yes, I just say yoi. We should know that by now. And then I went to the store. This part right here, this could stand as its own sentence. Okay, so I need to use a sentence structure here, and so I'm going to use the descriptive sentence structure with pronouns. I went to the store is past tense saw. Okay, o alu. And in this case, I could say na right here instead of saw. And to be honest, that's probably maybe a little bit more correct here because you know of a specific time that you went in the past. It's more of a determinate past. You know exactly when. So let's actually do that. Let's say na. I wrote it as saw in the example, but na is probably more applicable in this case. And then o, I, so in the past I went is alu to the store, ile, and then again I'm just going to circle that. And that's how you would say the highlighted portion. And then I'm connecting that highlighted portion with another clause. And so I'm using this thing as well as, okay? And so as well as, again, all I need to do is atoa ma or atoa fo'ima, whichever one you want, but I'm just going to use atoa ma right here. And then the next thing I need to include it with is the ATM, okay? And so the ATM, the way I translate that is lay. And then you can't, there's not really, and at least to my knowledge, there's not really an acronym for this ATM here, okay? But the way that I would say it in Samoan is I say masini, which is machine, and then tala, which is open. But when I combined it with money, tala tupe, then that tala becomes withdraw. The machine that withdraws money or opens up money, if you will. Okay? So this is how I combine sentences in Samoan with these conjunctions that I'm talking about. And this is the first set of videos that will be talking about conjunctions. And hopefully this is kind of helping you, build your Samoan repertoire and arsenal, and so you can say more things like you do in English. Okay? So moving on, let's talk about the other conjunction that we're going to be learning in this video. And this is especially, And this one's a little bit different than the English counterpart. The conjunction I might say, this one right here in red, and it's sometimes written split apart. So they both mean the same thing. It's just sometimes when you read it, it'll be together, and sometimes it'll be apart. And it means especially. So I might say means especially. But in English, you use especially as an adverb. But in Samoan, it's not an adverb. It's not something that modifies or enhances a verb. It comes before noun phrases. It's used as a conjunction. So I might say is another conjunction in Samoan. And so basically it's not used to describe a verb, but it can come before noun phrases. So it comes before nouns, persons, places, or things. So let's kind of just see some more examples of this. So I like the food. Again, I can say that on my own if I wanted to. And then I have this especially. This is acting as another conjunction. And then the thing that follows this conjunction, like I said, it comes before noun phrases. And so the thing that comes after is going to be a noun, a person, place, or thing. And so this is the pineapple is a thing. And so that works for our explanation that I just went through. Okay? So let's kind of translate this sentence together. So I like the food. Hopefully you can say that. So it's o te fia fia. O te fia fia le, and then I'm going to just say mea I. And that's how I would translate the highlighted portion. And then the way that I would translate the especially, again, is the I might say. And the I might say is, again, it's just a conjunction. It's not an adverb like it is in English. It's a conjunction. So the thing that comes after I might say has to be a noun or noun phrase, and that is going to be the pineapple. And the pineapple in Samoan is le fala. Okay, so hopefully this is making some sense to you. So let's do the other examples together. And he thanked those girls. So if I wanted to, I could just leave it at that. Okay, so in the past, he thanked those girls. And so I would say sa. And again, you could probably say na, but it's not clear exactly when he thanked those girls. So sa would probably make more sense in this case. So sa ia fa'afitai, okay, sa ia fa'afitai is he thanked. That's all we know. So this part right here is the tense marker. In the past, ia is he, and fa'afitai is thanked. So that's kind of the very first part of our sentence structure, and then I need to include those girls, the object of the sentence. So this is ina, those. To those girls is kind of what we're saying here. Ina tene, okay? And this is the highlighted portion. So then let's talk about the conjunction, and then let's do the noun phrase that'll follow the especially. The conjunction, again, is I might say, so this is I might say. And then our noun phrase is Marianne, and the way that you translate that in Samoan is Marianne. Okay? So hopefully that helped, and let's do the last one. So John likes the scriptures. I'm pretty sure you know how to translate that one. So, again, we're going to do the tense marker, then fia fia, and then yowane. We can't do... If you didn't do it the right way, if you did a yowane, fia fia, so that's what we've been doing with our other sentences. We've been doing the subject that goes right here. But anytime I have a noun or a name or an object that's acting as the subject, and John is one of those things, then I use the emphatic format. And so the emphatic format are post-pose, so that means that I need to use my predicate phrase or my verb that comes right after the tense marker. So that's why I have fia fia that comes in here. And then yowane will come after, and I need to include an A right there. So that is more of our tense marker, then our predicate phrase, and then our subject, and that is considered emphatic or post-posed. And so, like I said, when I have a name or an object instead of a pronoun, then you're going to be using the emphatic format more than anything else. But when you use pronouns, you use the descriptive format most often. Okay, so and then you'll see here, especially again, and especially is just going to be, and I need my highlighter. Sorry. So especially is just I might say, and then my noun phrase is the Bible, and I hope you know how to say that, and that's le tusi paia, or the holy book, is what it literally translates to. Okay, so I hope this has helped, and if anything's not making sense, I encourage you to go back and rewatch and get whatever you need to cleared up. Okay, so now I'm going to just review with you. Okay, so conjunctions come before noun phrases, and especially these three that I'm talking about right now. So these ones that we talked about at the very beginning, atoa and atoa fo'ima, this is what they mean, along with, in addition to, as well as, and anything close to that. And then I might say has especially. So you'll have like a independent sentence, well, something that could stand as an independent sentence, so you'll have a tense marker. And if you have a descriptive format, then you'll have a pronoun that comes right here. So I'm going to write pronoun. And then you'll have a predicate phrase, and then you'll have, an object and all that. Okay? Or if you want to switch it to the emphatic way, like we did with John, we had a name of a person, so it's going to be predicate phrase here, then my subject, which is going to be John in this case, or anything else that's acting as a doer, and then you'll do that. And then you'll say that, and then you'll use one of these special connecting words that come after it, and then a noun phrase will be the thing that you're connecting it with. So you'll have a sentence structure, and then you're connecting one of these conjunctions with that sentence. You're connecting another noun phrase to that sentence with the help of these conjunctions. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. And moving on, here's some sentence structures. I encourage you to work on these and pause the video. Okay, so hopefully you were able to work on these, and I encourage you to pause it if you didn't to work on them. And here's the answers. And hopefully you were able to get something similar to what I got. And if you didn't, that's okay. This fill right here, I don't know if I've gone over this with you. Utu. You can say fill as utu or fa'atumu, whichever. I probably hear utu more often when it's associated with the car, to fill up the car with gas. But you could also use fa'atumu and other words that mean fill, but those are probably the two that I see most often. And honestly, I think you should be able to get everything else. And if you didn't, then I encourage you to try translating these again, or to see why your sentence doesn't match up with mine. And then you can learn a lot by doing that, by analyzing the difference between the two. Hope this video helped, and tofa soifua.